Hello my lovelies, welcome to Nailchemy. I'm Lisa Graves and today I want to show you these. They have literally just landed on my doorstep, so I'm super excited to get on and show you what you can do with these. So I'm not working on a client today, I am just going to be working on a tip, but I couldn't resist. I mean, look at these, they are so beautiful, and I'm very excited to show you how you can use these with acrylic. You don't have to use them just on top of acrylic, you can actually encapsulate them. So for the sake of this video, I am using a display tip, but if you were working on a client, what I would recommend you do is pop your tip down and just lay a base layer of clear acrylic down, just so that you've got some kind of base on the client's nail, and then you can go ahead from this step. So I'm going to be coming in with the Nailchemy foil gel, quickly becoming one of my favourite products. I'm going to pop this on. Make sure you don't go too thick with this, but at the same time make sure you have got good coverage. So make sure you're coming right down those sides. But I'm not going to go all the way up to the top. I'm going to pop that in for a 30-second cure. And while that's in the lamp, oh, the other side, wrong side. I'm going to go for this one. It's got quite a pink hue to it, borderline rose gold, and I mean, just look at how long these strips are. It just goes and goes and goes and goes. You've got enough there to last you a lifetime. You really have. So I'm going to come and, what's the lamp ready? Just snip a bit off. And then wrestle with this because I've completely unravelled it. Let's wrestle this back into its compartments. That should do the job quite nicely. Oh, look at that, I'm a pro at this. Done that enough times. Okay, 30 seconds out of the lamp. And then I'm going to pop my foil. Make sure you line it up so that it is central and that you've got enough foil either side. I'm gonna, oh, I do this all the time. Give this a good rub. So I just prefer to use my finger for this. I know some people will come in either with a lint wipe and give it a good rub, or a silicone tool. Whatever you find works for you, that is fine. It actually works a little bit easier with a lint roll. Not lint roll, lint wipe, lint-free wipe. Okay, when you're happy, we can peel that away. Now look at the coverage that we've got on that. Ignore all those fluffy bits on the side for now. Let me just pop this back on here. One sec. Get you back on there. Excellent. Right, so all I'm going to do at this stage now is grab a buffer, or you can use a fine grit file. Actually, let's use the 240 grit, and I'm just going to take away the excess that was on the end. So when you're taking away the excess, make sure that you're coming down, not up, because you'll actually peel the rest of that foil off. So make sure you're coming down when you're removing that. And by doing this as well, you'll actually file the sides in a little bit so that when we end up capping, it will seal a little bit better. So we've got a bit of excess up here as well. That wasn't... I'm not having much luck with this blue tack, am I? Let me just take that off because that's not actually stuck down onto the foil. Get it attached again. My blue tack is not liking me today. There we go, that should hold. And then what I'm going to do with this is I'm just going to seal this in with a bit of the top coat. So again, I don't have to come all the way up to the cuticle area. I'm just sealing in this foil. So when you've got that completely covered. Let's give that a cure. And what we're actually going to be doing on top of this is an ombre. So while that's in the lamp and curing, I can get all of my acrylic stuff out. So I've got my monomer ready. I've got my Nailchemy A8 brush ready. And I'm going to be going in with peach. I love the coverage of peach. There we go. Okay, so that is completely cured. Just pop that out of the way 1 second. And what I'm going to do with my 240 is you can use a buffer for this as well. I'm just gently, very, very gently, because we don't want to come through that top coat. I'm just going to rough this up just a little bit around those edges again. Just rough it up a little bit. And then get rid of that dust. Okay, so I'm going to blend this over the foil. So I'm going to pick up my bead first. I'm going to drain all the liquid out of that. All the liquid, because I want the colour to be quite solid. I need to drain that liquid out. And because this acrylic is so nice and easy to work with anyway, we're not going to make it too stiff by draining all that liquid out. So when you're blending your acrylic down, make sure you're keeping your brush flat so that we can really pull that down. And I'll come into the cuticle area now. Make sure that we're keeping the nail tilted down, our brush at a 45-degree angle. Tuck that in and round the side walls. And then again, flatten your brush and we can start blending that down. So the more liquid you're taking out of your bead, the more solid your colour is going to be. So because we've got quite a solid colour, you can see that it has covered up the top of that foil quite nicely. If you wanted less of the foil design showing, then what you could do is just foil the bottom of it and bring your acrylic cover powder lower down. Just adding some little bits on the side here just to mask that a little bit more. And I'm just going to pop a small bead here just to give like a slightly smoky look just in this section here. Like that. Yeah, so if you didn't want as much of the leopard print coming through, you can just foil the lower section and bring your acrylic further down. Right, just give that a couple of seconds to set up, and then I'm going to cover the ombre area and the rest of the tip in clear. I love this massive pot of clear. Okay, so I'm going to pop my bead on upside down over that ombre section, feather that up, keep the nail tilted down, and then I can just pull this bead down the nail, capping that foil, capping our ombre, sealing it all into place. So this would look nice if you were doing just a standard nude set and you wanted a little bit of design in there. You can do this with any foil as well, by the way. Just my top tip would be make sure you're careful after you've top coated the foil. Make sure you're careful roughing up that top coat. You don't want to go through the top coat and end up filing your foil away. So I'm going to let this set for a couple of minutes and then I'm going to get it filed up and I will be back. Okay, there we go. We are all filed up. So, because I want this clear acrylic super transparent, I'm going to be wiping over with the apple acetone. And what this will do, it will just fuzz that top layer of acrylic and just make it super see-through. Okay, top coat. This is the best bit of any design. The bit we get to top coat it. So make sure you're bringing your top coat, especially because we've encapsulated that foil. Make sure we got a bit of fluff in there. Get out there, fluff. Because we've encapsulated that foil, make sure you are really sealing the edges on that. There we go. Look at that, guys. So that is how you can encapsulate foil. So you can encapsulate the whole foil just with clear, or you can incorporate an ombre on top of that. You can even go as far as incorporating blocking on top of that. So I'm going to pop that in the lamp now. But I hope this video has been useful for you. Don't forget that you can find all of these products on the Nailchemy website, www.nailchemy.co.uk. And I hope this has been helpful for you. Thank you for watching and thank you for being an alchemist.